welcome to Friday. At the Weekend Blues. Oh, I like this old guitar. Hey, I've been playing music since I was 5. I played drums then, and because my grandfather was a drummer and a professional drummer in swing band in the 40s, and that's how he supported the family, made good money. So did my uncle. He's not really my uncle, he's my grandmother's sister's husband. He was a drummer. He became a voiceover guy, and they offered him the TV show that Ernie Kovacs, and if you know anything about the history of TV, Ernie Kovacs was a groundbreaking show. My Uncle Homer said, it's a science fair thing. It's never going to last. TV won't last. He turned it down on NBC, and because he's on radio. Radio is a big thing. It'll never go away. Just like people say, records and CDs and tapes, they'll never go away. Well, they kind of did, and so did radio this way. And so he became like, an alcoholic. So he died from alcohol poisoning later on in the 60s. He was on lots of TV commercials because it had to pay the rent. But anyway, I always took that as a don't say no to anything. So that's why I like this platform. I was watching a Beatles thing called McCartney 321 with producer Rick Rubin on YouTube last night. Oh man, I love the Beatles. There is no better band. Ask Lemmy Kilmister and I we have the same taste. Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles, and he knew both of them. And he told me all kinds of stories, and wow, that's awesome. But the reason I'm saying this is when I did my first record, the guy that produced it, his name was Andy. His name still is Andy Mckaie, Mckaie, and he was JFK's publicist. And after he was assassinated, he got a job at Columbia Records, CBS, and headed up their publicity department. And then he left when Clive Davis left to start Arista Records, and was the head of publicity there. In fact, on my birthday, and Andy's birthday was 2 days before, Barry Manilow called at the studio to say happy birthday. And he said, "Hey kid, come here," and handed me the phone. I said, "Hello," and he said, "Hi Matt, this is Barry. I understand it's your birthday tonight." And we were finishing the album on my birthday. In fact, there's a song called "You Spend Me Like a Dollar, Baby." And I had a couple of my girlfriends from high school come, and we had a party in the studio, and that's on the record. But he said, "I understand it's your birthday, and happy birthday." And Lou Reed called because he grew up with Lou Reed. It was really great, man. But he offered me a job in publicity. He said, "Kid, you're a natural for publicity. Why don't you forget this music thing? Because musicians never get paid. We keep them in debt. But you see them get an advance. That's really a loan at 60% interest, and the musicians pay it back with every record LP then in 1980. Every LP sold, it pays back $1 for every record sold towards your bill. We never let them get out of debt. That's how we hold them. And if they want to leave, we sue them until they're broke. But he offered me a job, and I couldn't move. I really had no money to go to Los Angeles. He was moving from New York to the West Coast, and I live close to LA. Not too close, but 1,000 miles. I turned it down. That's my big regret. And instead of done publicity for free pretty much for my entire life to keep the name out. But then when in the Wild Dogs, our first manager, his name was Norm Klein. And Norm Klein used to work with Alice Cooper. In fact, he's the guy that took care of Alice, and he actually showed him how to play golf. As you know, Alice Cooper is a real big golf fanatic and a sports fan. So he said, I got tired of sitting in the hotel room. He was from Chicago. I got tired. This guy was short. He was a professional wrestler. Short, had no hair on his entire body except his big old mustache. But he was a wrestler in Chicago, and he said, I told Alice, hey, Alice, we're sitting around here. Just come with me, and we'll take the plane and go to some, exotic golf course. And so they flew to this golf course. They rode around. You can drink while I'm playing golf. He said, I knew he would love it. And he took to golf just like that. But he also said, you're more of a business kind of guy, and I'm going to put you in touch with Shep Gordon. Shep Gordon is Alice's best known as Alice Cooper's manager, but he's done so much more. He started the Food Network, and the reason we know who Emeril Degrassi is, he thought these chefs were getting a bum deal, and so he started helping them. But he had Tenny Pendergrass, the list of his clients was super long. But he said, call this number. I called him and told him you'd probably be calling, so call him up. So I did. And he was the nicest guy. I still love the guy. I haven't talked to him in 40 years, but he was the coolest guy I've met. And he would talk to me for an hour, hour and a half, answer all my questions, and told me how to use the news for publicity for free. Because he told me the whole story. He had no money. Told me the story about the Muscle of the School's Out album, how it got publicity, and with the paper panties on the album. And he tried to get all the same stories that you probably heard in his documentary, Shep Gordon, Supermensch. It's great. You should watch it. And I've seen it so many times. But I would call him, weekly, a bunch of times. So many times. I was like 21, and my mother got really mad because long distance used to cost a lot of money back then. And you had to pay for it. You didn't get it free. And so I've done that for people. There's a guy named Mckaie, and he was in a band called Leather Bitch here. Anyway, he had a denim vest with all these rare patches, and he picked up a girl after a concert that he played, and she woke up before him and took it on the toes, and also nicked the vest, took it with her, and he thought it was gone forever. But somebody was touring in New York and saw the vest in a Ralph Lauren display case in New York and called him. And I heard about it from Facebook, I think. I said, hey, let's get the news. Let's all contact the ABC guys. I pitched stories to them a lot, and they took them. And we got ABC to cover it here, and they contacted the ABC affiliate in New York where the jacket was, and they both did the story. The guy got his vest back. He got $1,000. They licensed the vest to make it and sell it, like, in Macy's and stuff. That's where they saw the display, and that's all happy. And there's a Metallica tribute who played here, and somebody stole their entire van and trailer, and it had all their gear in it. And I heard about that, and I said, hey, let's call the news desk. So I called the guy, my contact there, and told him what happened. And so they came out and interviewed him, and they did that with Mckaie too. And they found the trailer and the van, but it was empty. But Metallica heard about the story, the real Metallica, and donated a whole bunch of gear, drums, amps, guitars, so they could continue playing. That's pretty awesome. And there's my friend, actually this guy who is in a mask, one of the real people on my Dr. Mastermind album. His sister had brain cancer, and I saw this story on Facebook where she says she's trying to raise money for a final family cruise with her 8 kids, and she had brain cancer and didn't have long to go. I said, I can help. So I contacted Laura Porter at the NBC affiliate here, and she said, yeah, we'll take the story. They sent a crew out a couple of times and put her story on. They made a GoFundMe page for her, and they made $20,000 in a week. And she got to take the cruise, and within a couple of months after it, she died, unfortunately. And so I feel good about that. Another time, a guy was going for the Guinness World Record, and it takes quite a bit of paperwork to do that. For longest tattoo session, he was going for 26 steady hours. I got them to bring their uplink truck, satellite truck, and the camera crew, and they covered it all weekend long. And he missed it by an hour. He ran our room. But I really miss my calling in publicity, but I still love to do it. So I'm trying to get some people to go see the Spenceling Show on YouTube. My friend in UK, Annabelle, her son, Spencer, makes the show. He's 11 years old, and he does the animation and some voices, and she does some voices. And she is just the sweetheart, really nice person, the nicest person I have met on TikTok. And, you know, there's a lot of scammers out here. If they ask you to buy them a gift card, it's a scam. I used to investigate that shit. I might still do that. But anyway, go visit the Spenceling Show. I'll put the link down in the comments, okay? So I will see you later. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. And I'm gonna kick your stupid ass. I'm gonna break it just like glass. Madison Avenue does a lot of my songs. Yeah. Oh man, Tony Bennett died today. He lasted a long time, and I think it was his grandson that helped him out, or yeah. So he had a couple careers. Yeah, all right, I'll see you later. Hang in there. If you had a birthday, keep having birthdays. And hope you had a good time finding fossils. You know what I'm talking about.